And we are live, man. That game was crazy from start to finish. So much that we could talk about in this game, but I want to quickly just get to the very end. That play call by Dwayne Casey. So out of a timeout, right? Dwayne Casey decides to give the ball to Hamidou Diallo. And what his plan, this is Dwayne Casey's plan. His plan was to give the ball to Diallo and have him pass it back to Sadiq Bey. And look, I don't have a problem with Sadiq Bey taking the final shot, but it's the way how Dwayne Casey decided to set that up. He passed it to, I can't believe that. Passing it to Hamidou Diallo, having him jump in the air and do like a football throw like a quarterback and pass it to Sadiq Bey. That was Dwayne Casey's final call at the end of the game. That blew my mind. And then Casey decided to start, what's his name, Corey Joseph over Frank Jackson and Josh Jackson and Hamidou Diallo. That destroyed me as well. But besides those two things, overall tonight, I'm pretty pleased with everything. I have the stats on the screen right there. Let me take them off real quickly. But I want to hear what you guys have to say about the game. Anthony Davis owes Stu. Well, that was actually, he put that comment before they started fighting and stuff. Hamidou, I hate Casey. I bet you hate him even more after that final play. But yeah, I can't believe that, man. Out of a timeout, he decided to do that. And then think about this as well. Last game, decided not to go with Cade Cunningham, decided to go with Jeremy Grant. Dwayne Casey, back-to-back games, in the clutch, this is what he decides to do. It is what it is, bro. Do you think Grant should be our max player of the future or trade it to get more quality depth picks? I think the scoring can stay consistent. I would say no, he should not be our max player. Someone like that, like max type of money, that should be someone like Cade Cunningham in the future. I don't really see Jeremy Grant being the type of guy who deserves max type of money. But, as far as a trade, maybe down the line. I'm depressed, bro. I got so much to say. I don't understand how we continue to have players not playing at all in games at this point. Our team is young, and we need to see what everyone is capable of. Yeah. And, they decided to sit Killian Hayes tonight, and that's why we got to see more of guys like Hamidou Diallo. So how Casey sucks, man. Yeah. And, again, if you guys just joined the stream, that final play, it blew my mind. I have it written on my notes right here. We go a timeout, taking it from out of bounds, passing it to Hamidou Diallo, and he tried to throw it like a quarterback back to Sadiq Bey. Terrible play call there, man. Terrible play. Yeah, terrible. Just terrible, man. No reason to Kojo playing that much and Saban and Garza gets nothing. Yeah, especially with Killian being out. I would have expected, either Josh Jackson, Hamidou Diallo, or Frank Jackson to get that starting spot over Corey Joseph. So I did not like that as well. Should have been playing Diallo over Corey. In the fourth, Kojo's defense killed us. Yeah, it really did. Really, really did. Like Corey Joseph tonight, I'm going to say it in my video that I'm going to put out, my review video. Corey Joseph tonight, he played like he didn't necessarily do anything bad for us, but he didn't do anything good for us as well, if you know what I'm saying. Like he gave us nothing, like nothing at all tonight, basically. Trey Lyles fired, trash poop. Trey Lyles, at the start of the season, I like some of the things that I was seeing, but in recent games, Trey Lyles, similar to Corey Joseph, doesn't really give us much. He really, only gives us a few 3-pointers here and there. Outside of that, Trey Lyles doesn't really give you much. Fire him. As much as we're going to complain, I doubt Troy Weaver will be willing to do it, at least this season. I doubt he'd be willing to do it. I'm so angry. I feel you, bro. I feel y'all pain. Fire Luke Walton. We can fire Casey. Oh, that's what you're saying. You said if Sacramento fired Luke Walton, then Detroit can fire Dwayne Casey. I feel y'all, but I don't think Troy is going to be willing to do that this season. Casey sucks after timeouts. Definitely, man. Definitely. And in these previous games, Dwayne Casey has shown us, in late game situations, his coaching decisions are just not there. They're just not there, man. I don't blame Hamidou for that final play. I blame Dwayne Casey. That was a terrible play call, a terrible decision. You could have went with Cade Cunningham. You could have went with Frank Jet. Like, you have so many options, but giving the ball to Diallo and then forcing him to pass it back to Sadiq Bey was just a stupid play, in my personal opinion. So stupid, yeah. I'm blaming Casey more than Diallo. Laugh out loud. Should have done an ISO for Cade or Jeremy. Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, not necessarily Jeremy, but I agree with you where I'm not blaming Diallo for anything. I'm blaming Dwayne Casey. And, the reason why, I would have loved if we could have got like a play where Cade could have got a screen or something like that. But obviously, we don't have a big man on his team. And then especially with Isaiah Stewart, being ejected, we couldn't get a screen type of play. So the only real option there was to go ISO. And they didn't decide to do that. And we got the play that we got, which was, frustrating. Horrible coaching in the fourth. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Let's go. That was the worst ending. Yeah, out of all the games this season, that was probably the most frustrating, angry I've been like at the end of the game this entire season. Like that was a terrible play, man. Terrible play. Cade stinks? What are you talking about? Cade Cunningham actually tonight, he became the youngest Detroit Piston ever to record a triple-double. The previous record was Isaiah Thomas, and now it's officially Cade Cunningham to be the youngest to ever get a triple-double. So I don't know what you mean by that. F. Casey. Yep. I'm probably the most angry guy here. But I'm happy for Cade, man. First trip dub, but he got his first clutch lessons against Westbrook and AD. Yeah. Anthony Davis, welcoming Cade Cunningham to the NBA, back-to-back blocks in the clutch. In these previous games, Cade, he's come through for us in the clutch. But tonight, just going up against Anthony Davis, what can you do in that type of situation, That seals the deal. I am no longer a Pistons fan. This team is pure and utter embarrassment to the city of Detroit. I'm going to the Miami Heat where they know how to run a real basketball team. LOL, bro. I guess you could leave. I'm never going to be a bandwagon. I'm never going to abandon the Pistons no matter what they do. So I guess I wish you all the best of luck on the Miami Heat, but I'm staying with the Pistons throughout all of our struggles with us being a young rebuilding team. Corey Joseph, 38 minutes. Oh my gosh. Wait, let me look at the stats. Wait, do we have his minutes? Let me verify that real quickly. Where is he at? Corey Joseph. 39 minutes. Wow, you are not joking about that. Okay. 39 minutes for Corey Joseph, 5 points. Diallo, 21 minutes, 17 points. Dwayne Casey, bad decisions, trash. I cannot believe that, man. Looking at the stats right there, like, at first I thought you were joking, but when I looked at the stats, man, that's crazy, bro. That's really crazy. 38 minutes for him. Cade had a triple-double. Yep. Cade Cunningham, youngest in Pistons history to get one. Why did we have Kojo when Frank just had 27? That's a good question, Trevor. That is a great question. That's really a good one, man. I don't understand. I don't know why Casey decided to do that. Well, actually, no. I do understand why Casey decided to do that. Because Dwayne Casey, he's shown us in previous games, previous seasons, this is the coach that Dwayne Casey is. He loves to go with veterans. He likes young guys. He trusts them to a certain extent. But for the most part, he loves going with veterans, in these late game type of situations. And that's what he did tonight. He decided to go with Corey Joseph. And that's what Dwayne Casey is. He loves his veterans, man. It's a shame. I'm not even mad at the loss. It's about the game plan that pisses me off. I mean, I'm not mad either. I'm just frustrated. I would have loved to see the Pistons get a win, especially with, LeBron and Stew getting into it. Triple-double. Yep. Yes, sir. And then, yeah, as well, quickly getting back to what Lucas said, the game plan as well frustrated me tonight. The Jalen Rose curse strikes again. Someone please tell Rose to stay home. Yeah, it was cool to see. I know what you just said, but it was cool to see him out there. I believe they said on the announcements, Rip Hamilton was there as well, and Ben Wallace. I believe those were the three guys who were here tonight for the Pistons in attendance. Stewart was about to use LeBron as an ingredient in his beef stew. Let me take a picture of this, bro. I need to send this to a few people in my Pistons group chat. Let me take a picture real quick. That is funny, bro. But yeah. Why the F does Casey play Cade all 12 minutes of first and third? He looked completely gassed. And that's another thing that Dwayne Casey does, I should say doesn't do, and that's make adjustments mid-game. Dwayne Casey refuses game after game to make adjustments in game. It's like Dwayne Casey, he comes in the game with his own agenda, his own set plan, and he refuses to change off of that plan, which is frustrating, which is why we saw Cade, getting all of those minutes and him being gassed tonight. Kojo is duty booty. Man, I'm kind of dizzy. I banged my head 3 times hard during the game. Couldn't control it. Cade Cunningham got a triple-double tonight. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, Joe, fight in Detroit. Yeah, I saw some people were saying it was the Malice of the Palace 2.0. Hamidou should have Hemi should have played more in the fourth instead of Kojo. Kojo cannot keep up with RW. Exactly, man. Russell Westbrook, that's what you mean by that. And yeah, I completely agree with you, bro. Completely agree. Worst triple-double I've seen. Cade struggle in the second half. Really? I think he looked really patient tonight, I would say. Cade Cunningham tonight, he wasn't rushing anything, wasn't rushing his shots, just slowing the game down every time he got it. I didn't really have many complaints out of Cade Cunningham tonight. I don't know what his turnovers were. I don't think they have it on the screen right there. Yeah, they don't have this his turnover stats. But yeah, I'm not too upset with Cade in particular. Laugh out loud, bruh. Must not understand the concept of a rebuild. Obviously, it sucks to lose, but you can't jump ship like that. Exactly. Thank you, Andrew, or Andrew. I don't know how you pronounce that, but yeah, that's exactly how I feel right now. Like, it's frustrating to lose all of these games, but we have to continue to remind ourselves that we are a young rebuilding team. It's going to be hard to win basketball games this season. Last year, what did we have? 20, 21 wins. Like, it's tough to win games when you're in a young rebuilding team type of situation. And it's going to continue to be tough for the rest of the season. So, buckle up for more type of games like this where, we're late in games against teams like the Lakers or the Bucks or the Bulls or whatever team. We're going to continue to go through these type of games and these type of battles. And, I'm sticking through it. I'm not about to jump ship at all, bro. You trying to get waves? Absolutely, bro. I guess it's not really reflecting that well on the camera, but my waves are in there. Go check my Instagram page. They weren't fired up enough coming out in the fourth. Got to improve on fourth quarter play. Yeah, I feel you on that. When LeBron first got ejected, that's when I felt like we had the most energy and guys were, really into the game. But in the fourth quarter, we kind of came out, a bit sloppy. We weren't really making shots early in the fourth, and then we turned the ball over a few times. So I do agree with you that I wish we could have came out with more firepower in the fourth quarter. Can Troy please fire Casey for the love of God? I can't take any more of this. He's the worst former coach of the year ever. I feel you, bro, but I do not think that Troy is going to do it. I would be shocked beyond belief if Troy Weaver decided to fire Dwayne Casey this season. Talk about the Malice at the Palace 2.0. Yeah, man. I mean, LeBron James, the freaking decided to elbow my man Isaiah Stewart, and Stewart was pissed, man. Isaiah Stewart, they tried like everybody, they threw the security, everybody at him, and Stewart's just throwing dudes to the side, and that was crazy, man. It really, really was, bro. Grant has to be traded this year. If he makes it into the next year, team will just wait for free agency. He's not re-signing. I mean, I do think that Grant would be willing to re-sign with us. I just wonder what type of contract he would be willing to come back on, unless he would want to, go ring chase and go to a championship contender, which is a possibility as well. Trey Lyles is the softest player in NBA history. I disagree. Cade, sorry, did nothing the entire fourth quarter. He sucked tonight. The triple-double was worthless. Well, agree to disagree, I guess. I'm feeling Grant a second. I'm feeling a Grant to Sacramento trade coming. I mean, I did that video a few days ago about, Marvin Bagley possibly being available for the Pistons in a trade scenario. So we'll see what happens, man. Trey Lyles can't box out for Ish. I mean, hey, Trey Lyles, he's a power forward. He is not a center at all. And, Troy Weaver, as much as I love him, one of the few issues that I have with Troy Weaver is that he decided not to get a big man this offseason, not a true big man. Kelly Olynyk, keeping Isaiah Stewart, drafting Luka Garza. These guys are technically centers. They're technically big men, but they're not really, bigs, if you know what I mean. They're not 7 feet tall, just strong, buff type of guys. Well, Stewart is, obviously, but outside of him, that was one of my main issues. The Pistons did not decide to go with the big. I wanted Nerlens Noel to bring with this team, to bring on this team in the offseason, and we didn't decide to do that. Now we're in a situation where we have Kelly Olynyk injured. Stu got ejected in this game, and he had an injury last game, and I'm sure that he's going to be missing a few games in the future. And now we're going to have someone like Trey Lyles or Luka Garza being the starting center in these next few games. And it is what it is, bro. We need a center badly, but, the Pistons, we put ourselves in this situation. Bro, God, this loss hurts. Cade had a brutal game tonight. Diallo looking like our 6/7 man. Yeah, Hamidou Diallo just gives us so much energy, man. It's like he's been like the missing piece that we needed on this team. Just gives us so much energy. Like it could be a rebound or a cool dunk to hype the crowd up, or just a steal, a defensive stop, anything. Hamidou Diallo just comes in the game and just gives us something, which is what we've been needing on this Pistons team, man. This team is horrible. They need to get rid of everybody, starting with Casey, Weaver, and Hayes. Well, I disagree with you there. At least on Troy Weaver and Killian Hayes. Dwayne Casey, that's, we can talk about that. But this team, yes, we're horrible because we're a young rebuilding team. We'll get better in the future. It's called a rebuild for a reason, bro. Joseph made defensive play of the game. That is true. But still, like when it comes to criticizing Corey Joseph, it's not like I'm not directly going at him. I'm going at Dwayne Casey for utilizing Corey Joseph the way he utilizes him. Look at those numbers right there, okay? It says 19 minutes for Isaiah Stewart, 39 minutes, basically 40 minutes if you round up for Corey Joseph. That is unacceptable. Where is Josh Jackson, 15 minutes? Luka Garza, 0 minutes. Saban Lee, 0 minutes. Let me look at somebody else. Frank Jackson, only 26. Hamidou Diallo, only 21. And you gave basically 40 minutes to Corey Joseph, which is unacceptable, in my personal opinion. New facial hair looks great, bro. Thank you, man. I decided to cut off the struggle beard. A lot of people were telling me that I look terrible with the beard, so I just, this part of the beard at least, I cut it off. Yes, sir. Cade got a triple-double. Tripping. If he said get rid of Weaver and Hayes, yeah, he tripping, bro. I don't know what he means by saying get rid of Troy Weaver and Killian Hayes. Why no RoboCop Garza? I guess Dwayne Casey. I don't understand. I would have played him tonight, especially when Isaiah Stewart, got ejected. But yeah. Only players that are worthy of being on the roster is K, Bay, Lee, Diallo, Grant, and Stewart. You're missing Killian. You're missing Killian Hayes, my man. Mr. Westbrook killed us. Yeah, Westbrook. He came in clutch for the Thunder. I mean, not the Thunder, for the Lakers. That's the previous team he played for. But yeah, he killed us in the clutch tonight. We would have won with Killian. I mean, I don't know. You can't really, tell those type of situations, these what if type of situations in games. But I do believe that if Killian was there tonight, he would have did, a better job guarding, Russell Westbrook than the guys that we had on him tonight. I 100 suspected Bay was getting ball back. Too obvious. He's too good a three-point shooter to just inbound. I'll feel you, but on that type of play, you could have did like an off-ball type of screen and get him open in that type of way. Just not have him sit in the corner and then have Diallo throw him the – like thinking about that last play just makes my brain hurt. It honestly does. It gives me a headache, to be completely honest with y'all, man. That was on Casey. He should have settled them down after the fight. I do feel you, but at the same time, after the fight, we had like a lot of energy, and that's the reason why we went on that run. And I believe we had a 15-point lead to end the second quarter. I mean, the third quarter. So, I understand what you're saying when you say he should have calmed them down, but at the same time, that energy that we had, it did help and propel us, to getting a 15-point lead. So I couldn't take those Laker bandwagoners. Oh, yeah, it was so many Lakers fans in the arena. It's crazy, man. That was probably the most people that was in the arena all season so far. Y'all would have lost by even more with Killian on the court. I disagree, but that's okay. LeBum with the cheap shot. Yeah, he decided to freaking elbow my mans, bro. Fire Dwayne Casey, please. F Casey, man. I'm right there with y'all, man. I've had it up to here with Dwayne Casey with his rotations and the play calling recently, especially late in games and tonight. But I don't think Troy Weaver's going to do it, man. I just don't think he's going to do it. Once again, this coach shows he can't lead this team. Why did Kojo play 39 freaking minutes? Basically 40 minutes on the night for Corey Joseph. I don't know, man. I have no explanation for you. That is completely on Dwayne Casey. Makes no sense to me. Like, I understand with Killian not being there that you want to give Corey minutes, but at the same time, look at that list again. 21 minutes for Hamidou Diallo. Only 15 minutes for Josh Jackson. Unacceptable, man. Unacceptable. This isn't Cade's first triple double. He got his first and his third game. Well, I guess I misspoke then. What I meant to say is that this is his first. I mean, not his first. He's the youngest in Pistons history to get a triple double. He broke Isaiah Thomas' record to being the youngest Piston in Pistons history to get a triple double. Cade, I think you meant Cade. Case, I don't know what you mean by that. Shot 6 for 21 and 1 for 9 for 3. Who cares about a padded triple double? Okay, so you were talking about Cade. Straight up, triple double was sick, but Cade shooting was definitely will definitely be needed down the stretch. Definitely, man. I agree with you there. His shooting down the stretch, it could have helped us. Definitely would have helped us win this game. Pistons all the way. We need to upgrade at coach maybe next year or the year after. Yeah, if we're ever going to fire Dwayne Casey, it won't be this year. It will be a year down the line or somewhere just in the distant future. I don't think we're going to do it anytime soon. Too many threes. Cade, either stop shooting so many or get better at it. I mean, he has been on fire in recent games, but I understand what y'all saying, criticizing Cade tonight and saying that he stat padded tonight. But for me, just in general, outside of the shooting and a few turnovers, for me with Cade, I liked how patient he was tonight and how he was like a floor general passing the ball. 39 minutes of Kojo doing Jack-ish. Laugh out loud. The Lions is the most disappointing team in Detroit. That is true. Sauce K, thank you for the $5 donation, bro. I appreciate it. Dude, cut that terrible struggle beer off. Great. I couldn't take it anymore, bro. Love the channel, man. Keep up the good work. Go Pistons. Thank you again for that $5 donation, Kit. I need to drink some water, man. So I need to stop stuttering. Sauce K, thank you for the $5 donation. I'm gonna keep doing content and keep putting out videos. And yes, I cut off the beard. If Killian played, we would have lost by 35. I don't think so, man. I think y'all are a little too hard on Killian, man, at times. Like, I understand criticizing Killian, but it feels like sometimes y'all go at him a little too much. But it's okay. We can all disagree. Yo, Joe, that haircut, cold, Brody. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, Jock. Funny how Cade was the only one trying to contain Stew. Great captain right there. Yeah, he was the only guy, like, outside of the what do you call them? Security guards trying to, hold him back. And still, even with Cade right there, he was pushing him off, and then he threw off a few security guards as well. Like, it was crazy seeing Isaiah Stewart like that. Like, that was probably the angriest that he's been so far in his career. Like, when he went up against Giannis, when he went up against what's his name? Blake Griffin, like, he was angry then, but tonight was probably the angriest he's ever been in his short career so far. Now I'm literally worried about Jalen going to Detroit. You guys better not crush my son. Oh yeah, I know what you mean by that now. Malice at the Palace side, you know what I'm saying? Joseph played with energy tonight, didn't play bad. Never, ever, ever have Joseph Wiles and JJ on floor at the same time. Lowest cumulative basketball IQ ever on the court. Killed us. Yeah, man. I agree with you, bro. But actually, wasn't it that lineup that actually got us the 15-point lead late in the third quarter? I may be forgetting. It may have been the lineup with Saddiq Bey and Cade Cunningham. Yo, does anyone have a link to the Pistons announcers during the Stewart thing? Can't find a Detroit one. This team isn't going anywhere with this roster we have now. Cade attempts too many shots and doesn't make them. Grant can't pass or rebound. Bey forgot how to shoot. Stu is small and offensively trash. Well, let me disagree with a few of your points there. As far as Cade Cunningham attempting too many shots, I mean, it's like some of y'all have forgot how he's played in recent games. Like, Cade has been fired from, the perimeter and scoring from the three-point line. So, saying that he's attempting too many shots, I mean, if anybody's going to shoot a lot of shots on our team, it better be Cade Cunningham. It better not be Trey Lyles or Corey Joseph. It better be Cade Cunningham. You said Grant can't pass or rebound. I agree with you there. Jeremy Grant refuses to pass the ball. And I definitely, if you've watched my recent videos, I've been criticizing him for that as well. Bey forgot how to shoot. It's been an up and down year for him in terms of consistency from the three-point line. And then Isaiah Stewart, we obviously know that he's an undersized big man. A better name than Malice in the Palace 2.0 is Big Trouble in Little Caesars. That's a pretty cool name. I wonder if it'll catch on. Cade needs to get that 3-ball fixed ASAP. It's so bad. I'm gonna after this stream, I'm gonna have to look up the percentages of how he's been because I could have swore in recent games he has been killing it from the 3-point line, man. While we have Diallo in the last play and not Frank was weird. Dwayne Casey, man, that is Dwayne Casey for you, bro. Excuse me, y'all, my screen just froze. Okay, it's back. Nobody would get that referee, man. That movie is like, oh, I think you said reference. I guess it's a reference. I'm young. I'm freaking 18 years old. I don't know about, old movies like that, especially ones that are 35 years old outside of like Star Wars, I really wanted to win. I really wanted us to win, especially this game. Yeah, I wanted to win as well, but with us being such a young team, these type of games, we're going to continue to go through these type of games in the future. K will be fine coming from a Rockets fan. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Your perspective being a Rockets fan, Detroit was 12%. Detroit was 12% shooting the fourth, and Lakers were 70%. Yeah, especially with what's his name? Carmelo Anthony decided to come alive in the fourth quarter. Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, like that team, the Lakers, they're a good team. They're a veteran team. And it was expected for them to win this game, If I was Stewart, I would do that Gilbert Arenas did, the gun thing. And on top of that, Casey stunting Cade development by playing that bum Killian at point guard. He is going to be the death of this rebuild. I've said it in previous videos. If this rebuild ever fails, I'm mainly I'm going to blame Troy Weaver. Obviously, I'll blame some of the players. But if this rebuild ever fails, the main guy who I'm going to go after is going to be Dwayne Casey. Need to see more K and Grant PNR. Oh, pick and roll. Yeah, I would have loved to see that as well, but without a true big man on this team, it's really hard to do that right now. K made bad decisions down the stretch, and Davis completely stopped him from going to the basket in the fourth. Yeah, Anthony Davis, we all know that he's one of the best bigs in the NBA. Well, I know some people don't want to consider him a big, but he's a big in my eyes. And yeah, great defensive play. Back-to-back 2 plays where he stopped Cade Cunningham. Cade playing like a stud. Yeah, I liked how Cade played tonight. Some people may disagree. I know a lot of people were criticizing his shooting earlier, but I personally don't have too many issues with Cade tonight. I'm mad I missed the game. I lost battery by halftime. Dang, man, the third and the fourth quarter, that was the most entertaining, Pistons basketball we've had so far this season. Casey, why up big start? Casey, why up big start bench in the fourth? And Detroit starters have young legs, senseless his old ways of thinking, ain't it? We are getting better. Hemi energy is needed. Yeah, Hamidou Diallo, it's like the energy that we've been needing this entire season. Like, I know that they had that whole drama situation between Hamidou Diallo, Dwayne Casey, and Troy Weaver, that whole drama situation, but it's looking like that situation is over in these previous 3 games. Hamidou has finally gotten minutes, so it's looking good, man. And I want to see more, him get more minutes in the future because, as you guys can see on the screen, only 21 minutes tonight. Is Troy really thinking about trading Grant? I don't think so. Maybe it is a possibility, but I don't really think that Troy is considering that right now. I don't get why he is. I don't get why he is. Why he rookie 3. I don't get what you mean by that. This team needs to work on closing out in the fourth quarter. They offensively solid. Their defense is the problem. They couldn't stop Russ and AD. And as I've said, a few minutes ago, this is a young rebuilding team. Obviously, in the fourth quarter, we're going to struggle. This team is inexperienced right now. I believe we are the 4th youngest team in the NBA. So, excuse me, this is expected in these late game situations. Closing out games will be something our young studs will learn eventually. Fact. Heartbreaking game, but entertaining. Cade got triple-double on an off night. Yep. I completely agree with everything you said, man. Casey got to go 4th quarter, worst court ever let Laker back 8 game. Westbrook should have been teed up after celebrating that dunk over Diallo, which would have been an ejection. Actually, I have my note right here. In the fourth, they gave a flagrant 2 to LeBron and threw him out of the game. They threw out Isaiah Stewart, obviously, and then they threw a technical foul at Russell Westbrook. So, yeah. Sup, Polo? How you feel about the L? Well, I've been talking about everything this whole stream, my man. LeBron needs to be suspended for that cheap shot. I mean, it's the NBA. They're not about to suspend LeBron, with all the money that he makes for the league and the Lakers. I really hope this is Casey's last season. Don't think I can take another season of him. Well, buckle up, man, because unless Troy Weaver is an extremely bold man, I don't think that he's going to do it, man. The crazy thing is the person who did the original Malice at the Palace was sitting right there. Play Garza over Laos, for God's sake. I mean, how many minutes did Laos have? He had 11 minutes. Yeah, probably, if it was up to me, I probably would have gave it to Garza over Laos tonight, and Laos finished with 7 points and 2 rebounds. This team is terrible, and they need to get rid of Casey, Weaver, and Hayes immediately. Well, you said that earlier, so I'm not about to respond to that one. I think that they was Bush League by LeBron. Spoken that already. Garza should have played. I agree. And why is Kojo? Never mind, man. You know what I'm about to say. Yeah, I mean, as I said earlier, Dwayne Casey loves his veterans. He absolutely loves them. You saw it in Toronto. You seen it here in Detroit. He loves his veterans. Even think like last season, like DeLon. Was it last season when we had DeLon Wright on the team and he loved to play him and put him in the starting lineup in a lot of games? I can't lie. I feel like we had them, but our faults show, and Cade's clutch was going at the end, but guarded by Bradley. I guess that can happen, and Grant is doing wonder for his value. Yep, I basically agree with everything you said, man. Cade lost all his energy trying to calm down Isaiah. Possibly, man. Trying to hold on Isaiah Stewart is a tough task. And I do wonder, like, what would have happened if Isaiah Stewart would have fought LeBron James? Like, quickly put in the chat, who do y'all believe would have won? LeBron or Stu? Interesting, question. Yeah, unfortunately, Stu will get fined and suspended. LeBron needs to be suspended too. I mean, I agree with you, but I don't think they're going to do it. I believe LeBron is going to be in the next Lakers game. Hemi Frank, Trey, Hemi Frank, Jackson, Corey to start fourth to protect Lee bad coaching. Lakers were so nervous the entire game. They supposed to win that game. Yeah, definitely coming into a place like Detroit when we've been, if you look at our record, we've obviously been struggling this entire season. The pressure was on the Lakers tonight, not on the Pistons. Casey rotations are horrible. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they're terrible, man. They're absolutely terrible. We need Bagley. Yes, man. I would love to get Marvin Bagley on this team. Unfortunately, we probably won't be able to do that to December 15th because Corey Joseph, he can't be traded till then. Hamidou Diallo, he can't be traded till then, and Frank Jackson as well. So we'll probably have to wait till December 15th till we can make a move on Marvin Bagley. Give Garza some minutes. Yeah, man. With Laos right there getting 11 minutes and 7 points, 2 rebounds, you could have gave that to what's his name, Luka Garza. And Cade didn't show up in the fourth as usual. What? Okay, I don't even want to read the rest of that comment. Cade didn't show up in the fourth as usual. Come on now. Cade Cunningham is clutch. We all know this. He just wasn't clutch tonight. Like, come on, bro. Leave it to Casey to help a Pistons up by double digits almost all game to lose in the fourth quarter with bad offensive plays, man. Yeah, we were up 15 to start the fourth, and we lost it in the end. And we could have tied it. We could have sent it to overtime, but with that last play, and Dwayne Casey decided to call up a play where he wanted to give it to Diallo. Just terrible, man. Just terrible. And get a tall center next to Stewart. Yeah, we need like a true big man, like somebody who's 6'11", 7 feet tall, pure muscle. That's what we need on this team. I don't got no muscle, but we need somebody who's built and strong to help out Isaiah Stewart, And tonight it showed going up against Anthony Davis, DeAndre Jordan, Dwight Howard, We get rid of Lyles and get Bagley. I mean, I'm sure that, Lyles may be included in a trade if we were to go after Bagley a month from now. Welcome to Detroit, where a rookie can drop a triple-double against the league's best, and fans still find a way to be about him. Exactly, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like I understand people's criticisms of how Cade played tonight, but for me personally, from what I saw overall, I was pleased with his performance. Cade need to get his jumper right. Not gonna lie, I love Cade too. Yeah, I mean something like that. A comment like that, constructive criticism. I can agree. Cade needs to get his jumper, better. But at the same time, in previous games he has been lights on when it comes to shooting and scoring. So Diallo seemed pissed that Stu got himself ejected. Didn't say they missed him or that the scuffle galvanized in the locker room. Just said next man up. That's interesting. That's an interesting takeaway. You trolling or clearly don't watch the Pistons play. Yeah, that LOL, bro, dude. I don't know what's up with him, man. It's crazy how ESPN and NBA overlooking Cade's triple double since the Pistons lost. I mean, I'm sure maybe. I don't know. I mean, I would hope that they will put us on ESPN because they put Jalen Green on ESPN every time he hits the 3-pointer. So I would hope that ESPN shows us some love. The offense is centered too much around Grant, and teams figured it out. And before I get to that, I am expecting them to talk about the Pistons tomorrow because any LeBron game, they always talk about it, whether they're playing the Pistons, the Cavs, whoever it is, they're always going to talk about, LeBron and the Lakers. So we will be hearing, tonight, ESPN, Fox Sports, the mainstream, they will be talking about the Pistons tomorrow, I hope. And if they don't, then that will be, disrespectful, I would say. But let me get to what my man Nikki said. Yeah, you said the offense is too centered around Grant, and I agree with that. As I said in previous videos, we do this thing where I call it Blake ball. When we have Blake Griffin on the team, we would give Blake Griffin the ball. He would get in the post and just do whatever he wanted, waste the shot clock, and then force a ball, force up a shot with like 5 seconds left to go. I call it Blake ball. And we do the exact same thing with Jeremy Grant. We give Jeremy Grant the ball, and he does whatever he wants with no repercussions. Dwayne Casey, he doesn't, challenge him or anything. He just lets Grant go and do whatever he decides to do, which is frustrating, man. I would, love more flow and ball movement, off-ball screens, on-ball screens in the offense. But, a lot of the time, the offense just give Jeremy Grant the ball, let him waste shot clock and then force a bad shot, late in the clock, man. Troy Weaver got to fire Casey. This is madness. I mean, as I said earlier, man, I don't think he'll do it. Stop hating on Hayes. I mean, people, y'all can criticize Hayes, but, when people go overboard, that's when I'm like, you got to chill out a little bit. That play he ran in the end was garbage. What the F is going on with Casey? I don't know, man. That play, if you just tuned in, and I spoke about it earlier, that play is terrible. That design to give the ball was supposed to go to Sadiq Bey, but he gave it to Diallo first. That was just a terrible play call. Killian is our second best perimeter defender and playmaker. Yeah, you ain't lying about that, bro. Fourth quarter is our kryptonite this season. Yeah, well, it's not necessarily just kryptonite. Well, I guess it is kryptonite, but it's just like, a young rebuilding team, inexperienced. They're not used to being in these type of situations, so it's going to continue to happen. Let me see. Beef Stew had the smoke laugh all out. Yeah, LeBron. I wonder. I'm gonna get to y'all chats in a minute. I wonder who y'all think will win that fight between Isaiah Stewart and LeBron James. Casey didn't draw up last play. One of the assistant coaches did. Watch the sideline replay of who was talking to the players. Well, I don't necessarily. I'd have to go look at that for myself to verify if that's true or not. But even if that is true, Dwayne Casey, you mean to tell me you're going to allow one of your assistants to draw up a play at the end of the game? What? And then you look at the play and see, oh, so we're going to give it to Diallo, and then he's going to do a Tom Brady pass and throw it to Sadiq Bey. You allowed that to happen, Dwayne Casey? If anything, if what you just said is true, that makes it even worse, my man. So that's how I feel about that. I'm not hating on Killian. I don't care about his playmaking because his lack of scoring is making it harder to get his teammates better looks. Extend Grant 5-year, $120 million. He'll always be tradable. Hard to attract top free agents over next few years. So need an all-star caliber player lots up for the youth to develop around. I mean, I love Grant. I really, really do. But 5 years, $120 million. I don't know, bro. I mean, I'd have to do more research on it to really, think about it. But as of right now, 5 years, $120 million. I don't know, man. Stewart equals the Hawk. If we don't trade Grant during the deadline, then we might as well sign him. If Killian isn't locking up the other team's best player on a nightly basis, I don't see any reason how we can justify that bum being on the court right now. Well, as my man just said, I don't know where the comment just went, but Killian, he gives you playmaking, he gives you defense, he gives you rebounding. You know, he isn't just a defensive player. Like that's his main asset, but he gives you other things outside of that. So you saying that he's a bum, I disagree with you there. Killian is a fine player. We just have to continue to, watch him grow and develop in the future. Real deflating loss. I know he got blocked by AD at the end, but Cade should have had more touches down the stretch. I mean, that final play where we decided to go with Diallo and when he tried to pass it to what's his name, Bay, you could have went with Cade Cunningham on that play. Have him, try to send it into overtime. The leadership Cade showed and filled up the box score. Stan Van Gundy would be a better coach than Casey. I mean, I don't know about, if we're talking about coaching specifically, that I don't know, that's still debatable. Like Stan Van Gundy, like the main reason why we dislike him is because he was the head of basketball operations and he was making the trades and the signings and he was doing everything when he was here in Detroit. So, the coach, Stan Van Gundy, isn't as bad as, the GM type of, manager that he was being. So, you saying that SVG is better than Casey, I think that's still debatable because SVG he ruined Stanley Johnson, so that's debatable, bro. Joseph doesn't have low basketball IQ at all. I never said that. You must be replying to somebody else's comment. I don't know how to pronounce your name, Han Numan, but I appreciate the $2 donation. Do you think King James deserved an ejection? Absolutely, man. You can't. If you looked at the replay, it was like a straight bam elbow to Isaiah Stewart's like eye, and it made him start bleeding even more because I believe he was bleeding a few minutes before that, but that elbow made him start bleeding even more. So, yeah, he definitely did deserve that ejection. And again, I appreciate the $2 donation, Hanuman. Apologies if I'm saying your name wrong. Some of y'all are impatient. Yeah, some people don't understand, as my man said earlier, some people do not understand the concept of a rebuild. And again, thank you for the donation, bro. Stu will probably be out with a suspension for like 20 games. LeBron will get a small fine. I don't think he'll be out 20 games. He may be out like, I don't know. Let me throw a random out there, like 5 to 7 between that range. If he gets 20, that'll be crazy. But yeah, and LeBron, he's probably going to get a small fine, if that. Killian has been battling with a thumb injury these last 4 games. Oh, yeah, thank you for mentioning that. That's something that I forgot to talk about earlier. Killian Hayes, the reason why he was out tonight is because on his left hand, his shooting hand, he's currently dealing with that thumb injury. So one of the reasons why he's been struggling recently is because of that injury, man. I just got on the stream, but what was that last play call? I don't understand. Can we fire Casey yet? Effing terrible. The last 2 games in crunch time, they go away from Cunningham. I don't get it. Yeah, in that last game, Dwayne Casey we went into a timeout and we decided to go with Grant. I disagree with that, but wasn't too upset because, you can make the case for it being Grant. I personally would have went with Cade Cunningham, but you can make the case for Grant. But this game, that last play, completely unacceptable, man. And I can't wait to, do a review video tomorrow. Completely unacceptable, terrible play call at the end of the game. Grant dropped 36 and lose. Yeah, he had 12 points at the end. 12 points in the last 2 minutes of the third quarter, which really got the LCA, hyped and pumped. I'm not impatient. I'm just letting you know that you guys are overrating the young core of the Pistons. I think you are impatient, bro. With a team like this and with someone like Killian Hayes especially, you should be patient with him and you should, allow him to go through these struggles and these bad games. And, overrating the young core of this team. We all know what Cade Cunningham is going to be. Killian Hayes, we all have our opinions on him, but I believe he's a Lonzo Ball, DeJounte Murray type. We have Sadiq Bey, who may end up being an all-star one day, in my personal opinion. Isaiah Stewart, who's, the grit, the grind to this team. And then Diallo and Frank Jackson, the young core in this team. I love our young core, man. I really, really do. Must have one of either Grant, Cade, or Bay on the floor at all times. They went almost 4 minutes in the fourth without any of them and lost the lead. Shaking my head, bro. Shaking my head, Scott. Also, that is an absolute heart-wrenching loss. And as much as it hurts for us Pistons fans to see it, I am happy that our young players are going through these tough times right now because this will build character. I think about it like I said it in the previous video. When you're working out, right? You're pumping ground, you're in the gym, and the goal is to tear down the muscle and regrow it so that it can come back stronger. And that's what our young Pistons are going through right now. We're going through these struggles, losing these heartbreaking games, so that later down the line in the future and then in future years, we can come back even better. I'd rather have SVG than Dwayne Casey. Shame on this shame on this disgraceful team. A brother got punched in the face, and that's how we respond. Fire Casey. I mean, after he got punched, they did come out and immediately, they were on fire. We had a 15-point lead, but in the fourth quarter, that's when we began to lose it. So I do agree with you when talking about Dwayne Casey, but what's this called? They did come out after the fight happened. Do you think that Stewart is going to get a shot on someone next week at LA? I hope so. The Lakers are being made, all of them. I don't even know if he's going to play in that game because of the possible suspension. You think Twitter is going crazy right now? Probably. The LeBron fans, the AD fans, they probably supporting him and going after Stu. I bet the casuals. They're probably like, who is Isaiah Stewart? Who is this guy challenging LeBron James? You guys know the casuals who only watch Laker highlights. Those guys frustrate me, man. Casey looks lost on the sidelines at times, man. And if what my man said earlier is true, he said that Dwayne Casey's assistant drew up the final play. If that's true, then that's a really bad look on him, man. Why did Bron get ejected? What did he do wrong? He elbowed Isaiah Stewart. Ain't nobody overrating. What the F you talking about, bro? It's a development year. Nobody expects all our young rookies and sophomores to be all-stars. Exactly, Apo. Like, if we were in year 4, right, of this rebuild, or year 5, and, Killian Hayes, Cade Cunningham, they're 4 or 5 years into their career, that's when you can, start going at them and overly criticizing them then if they don't really show improvements by that time. But as of right now, in year 2 of Killian Hayes, year 1 of Cade Cunningham, I'm going to give constructive criticism, but I'm not about to, go at those guys. Y'all need to get off Cade. He should be taking 20 shots a game and first option down the stretch. Best to get as much clutch moment experience early in his career when we're not contending. Yeah. And I think about someone like Damian Lillard, for example, in Portland. What they did a lot in his younger years is just, give him the ball in these late game type of situations. And I'm hoping that they continue. Well, we haven't done it much with the Pistons, but I hope that in future games they give the ball more to Cade Cunningham because in these back-to-back 2 games, deciding to take the ball away from him and give it to someone else, it's not a good decision, in my personal opinion. Stu wanted to decapitate LeBron. Stu got really mad when LeBron acted like he was innocent. Yeah. And I wonder, well, obviously we won't know, but I wonder what LeBron, said to Isaiah Stewart because he must have said something as well to, really get him that mad because, the elbow, obviously that would have made him angry, but, he had to say something that really pissed Stewart off. I love that Cade is shooting. I trust Cade over anyone on the team. Also, Russell Westbrook should have got a taunting technical on that dunk on Diallo. He got right in his face and looked like he tried to kick him or something. Yeah, and the referee, I believe he was like right there just looking at him when Westbrook did that, and he decided not to call anything, which is, it is what it is, I guess. Hemi answer about the last play basically said play the set that was called without directly calling it a trash play. AD played it perfectly. Okay. Only player I expected to be consistent is Grant and Vets on this team. We're not supposed to be winning a lot of games this year. Thank you, XAY Vicious. I agree with what you just said. especially without Kelly Olynyk as well. Like this team is so young, man. Like we are not expected to win these basketball games against the Lakers, like 121 and 116. These type of games are going to be more of the games that we will see in the future, bro. And then let me see this again. Basically said plays it was called without directly calling it a trash play. Okay. I would like Beef Stew to paralyze LeBron by accident in the rematch game on 12/29/21 via a hard foul. He might get suspended for the season, but that would be fun to watch. I mean, I don't even think he's gonna play in that game. I mean, maybe he is, but the NBA is definitely gonna, suspend him most likely and probably not play in that game. But if he does play and if he did do that to LeBron, it will be fun as fans, but talking about, this is a growth and development type of year. I don't want him to miss too many games. So Diallo turnover at the end, trash. I mean, you said poop, but not trash. I don't really blame Diallo for that. Again, I blame more of, Dwayne Casey for that play call. Pistons covered the spread. I got my money. Hey, I guess that's a good takeaway for you, my man. And I guess for me, it was an entertaining ball game, and for everybody else, it was entertaining to watch. The one thing that we all didn't miss about Killian Hayes is his consistent bricks that he produces each night. I mean, we can disagree on that, but if we would have had Killian Hayes tonight, I think he would have, done a much better job on Russell Westbrook. And I don't think that Westbrook would have been as effective as he was in the fourth quarter. He still would have been effective, but I don't think he would have been that good or have that much success in the fourth if Killian was there. Casey, a better coach than Van Gundy. I don't see anything wrong with Casey. You don't see anything wrong with Casey? There's a lot that I could point out about Dwayne Casey. You should probably go watch my rant video that I did on him a few weeks ago. Stu like Wallace on Meta. He's like our generation's this Pistons generation's Ben Wallace. LeBron, because I don't think anyone from this soft team could win in a fight. Okay, my guy. Should have moved Check Diallo up from G League. Sekou could help too. I mean, Sekou, he not on the team, but as far as Check goes, when we initially brought him on our G League team, at first I didn't think he would be on this Pistons team long term. But looking at the injury to Kelly Olynyk and then Isaiah Stewart, he got injured last game. Seeing Trey Lyles be the center in this game, Jeremy Grant was the center on a few plays. We definitely need someone. And if it's someone like Check Diallo, I take it, man. I take anybody at this point, bro. Hey, they put in Diallo. That's a step in the right direction. Yeah, and I think it's 3 straight games where Hamidou Diallo has been getting in. So it's looking like that whole drama situation is over, which is a good thing. You don't know anything about basketball. You are just a troll. I mean, I want to let people have their own opinions, we can have our disagreements, but, it's a fine line between trolling and, just criticizing the player. He's riding that fine line very, very hard right now, bro. I want to give Coach Casey benefit of the doubt, but it's getting hard shaking my head. I do too, man. I really like Casey the man, but the rotations that he has, the late game decisions, it's really indefensible at sometimes, man. LeBron got lucky. Anyone else, Isaiah would have killed them. I was angry. I don't know anything about basketball. I play it in real life. What are you talking about? He's responded to my man over there. It's a young team, so it was going to be mentally tough to hang onto the result. Yeah, as I said earlier, man, young teams, we're going to lose games like this over and over and over again, man. Even when we have a 15-point lead in the fourth quarter, we're still, with this young team, we're still going to, we'll have a high probability to choke that away. LeBron was running back. He didn't want any of Beef Stew. Yeah, and it was funny to see Russell Westbrook actually, he was acting like he wanted, some parts of Beef Stew, which, in all factuality, if Westbrook ran up to Stew would have slammed him to the ground, bro. Garza is 6'11", pure muscle, NPOY. DPOY, I think that's what you meant. But yeah, I would have, as I said earlier, loved to see more of Luka Garza. 0 minutes on the night, and then we had 11 minutes for Trey Lyles, Carmelo helped get them back. Yeah. Melo down the stretch, he was clutch for them, and Westbrook as well. And then like at the very, very end, AD with those, clutch plays on Cade Cunningham. That last play wasn't Casey. It wasn't executed. Grant for Nurkic and Greg Brown. Nah. If we're trading Jeremy Grant, I need a bona fide, well, not necessarily a bona fide, but like a young player with massive potential. And Nurkic, he doesn't really fit the bill because what is he, like 26, 27? No, he's like 27, 28 actually, or even older right now. Nurkic, nah. If we're trading for Grant, it has to be for a young player like Bagley, you know what I'm saying, or a Miles Turner type. You don't lose this game after what happened. I didn't like their energy after the Stew situation. Really, the energy for me was really, really good after the Stew situation because they got it to a 15-point lead to end the third. So after the Stew situation, that's when the energy was there. It was just in the fourth quarter, that's when they came out flat because it's like they gave their all, late in that third, but in the fourth, they just, had no more gas left. I read that already. ESPN is a joke. Yep, we all know that. Someone said Cade had a triple double on his third game. No, this is his first. We would have known if it was his second. All I know is that this is Cade Cunningham. I mean, no, Cade Cunningham is the youngest Piston to ever get a triple double. That's what I do know. So yeah, I don't even pay attention. I don't even pay ESPN no mind. They been trash. Yeah. I mean, I watch the clips occasionally, but for the most part, I don't pay attention to ESPN either. That's the problem. You are happy with this team being mediocre, like it has been for 12 years. Well, it's funny that you say that. I haven't even been watching the Pistons for 12 years. I started watching in 2012 or 2011. It might be. It's like probably 10 at the most. I don't know, but yeah, this team, I disagree with you, bro. We're a young rebuilding team. It's expected for us to play like this. Yes, I'm okay with us being mediocre right now while we're in our young rebuilding phase. Cade, 10 assists on the night. Yeah, you can see his stats right there. Cade had 38 minutes played, 12 rebounds, 12 rebounds, 10 assists, and 13 points. Cade needs to get his shot higher. Yeah. I mean, what happened with the whole, working with John Beilein thing where they said that John Beilein was working with Cade Cunningham and help improve his shot. That fight was top 10 anime fights. It's like Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki, you know what I'm saying? Let me see. Or a better one would say Madara versus the Shinobi Allied Alliance. That would be a better one. They're not going to talk about Cade on ESPN after that incident. Going to shove over Cade. Going to overshadow Cade. Even if any publicity on the Pistons, any publicity for the Pistons on ESPN is shocking because they don't talk about it as often, man. The fact Lakers barely won after Stu was out is a joke. I can't stay Lakers this season. I think you mean I can't stand the Lakers this season. Our future is bright, way different than the last 5 years. Exactly, man. People forget that we just got out of the Stan Van Gundy era, which was terrible. Wasting guys like Henry Ellison. What was the young point guard that we had? Jordan Bone. That's the dude's name. We had Jordan Bone. Just mediocre second round draft picks. Just overall, people forget a lot about the whole Stan Van Gundy era. Wasting Stanley Johnson. People forget about that. We just got to fire Casey after this season. They need to fire Weaver as well. Okay, bro. Okay. I want Stu versus LeBron as a pre-fight for the next Jake Paul fight. What was that fight? Was it? I forget. I watched a boxing fight the other day. What's his name? Terrence Crawford or something like that. I watched that yesterday. We just need Jalen Duren and we set. This was my first in-person Pistons game, Joe. Lakers fan in the arena tried telling my group LeBron lightly tapped Isaiah on the elbow. What? They really said that to you? That's ridiculous, man. And I'm glad that you went to this game. Out of all the games this season, this is definitely up there in terms of, entertainment value. So I'm glad that you got your money's worth, man. I watched that Stew-LeBron moment over and over. That was deliberate hit, and LeBron deserved a major receipt for that. Yeah, I'm definitely after the stream. I'm gonna, rewinding that play over and over again and really see like how intentional was that elbow, because Because from what I seen, you know, in the quick second after, I mean, during the game, it looked like he intentionally did that. But I'd have to, you know, review the play more and more. Man, a lot of players have come and gone. Grant is nice, but you never know what the future holds. That is true. That is true. Let me see. Uh, you can't sucker elbow people in the eye. Laugh out loud. Yeah, yeah, you can't really do that, man. Um, why was LeBron even ejected? LeBron was ejected because it was like a play. I forgot who shot the ball, but somebody shot the ball. They were going up for a rebound, and then Isaiah Stewart and LeBron got tangled up next to each other, and then LeBron, bam, elbowed Isaiah Stewart in the eye, and he began to bleed even more. Detroit Drew was saying hire Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson, as much as people, you know, want to talk about him, let's just face the facts. Mark Jackson is never going to coach in the NBA again, so it's really futile to, you know, mention his name when we know that he's never coming back to the NBA. James finally got mad that everyone is calling him out for. Oh shoot, not about to talk about that. We ain't political here. We are not political. Let's talk about basketball, Pistons basketball in particular. Last play was a horrid call, and I am pro Casey. Oh, you said you're pro Casey actually. Well, actually, yeah, I do remember that. We had a debate a few streams ago, where you said that you were pro Dwayne Casey, which is fine. You know, Dwayne Casey, I like him, the man. I just don't like his rotations and the way how he uses certain players like Corey Joseph and Trey Lyles. These young players can only do so much when the team coaching is putting them in a position to be successful. Yep, that's definitely true, man. You know, how far are we supposed to go when we have a guy like Casey, you know, at the helm? Totally disagree with everything you're saying about Casey. That's fine, bro. We can agree to disagree on things. Very, very late. I'm watching SNF. Sunday night football. So what the F happened with Isaiah Stewart? He got into a fight with LeBron. Well, not just LeBron, basically the entire Lakers team. They didn't tee up Russ since he already had a tech, not going to eject him at that time over that. I guess so. I guess. Because it was, yeah, during that, because they gave a flagrant two to what's his name? A flagrant two to LeBron, ejected him, ejected Stu, and then they gave a tech to Westbrook. I'm content with watching Cade, Sadiq, and Beef Stew grow while we get another top pick. Yeah, and me as well, bro. I have no problem with, you know, only winning like 20, 24 games, you know, this season, and we get what am I gonna say? Jalen Duren or Chet or, you know, Paulo Ventura or one of these top guys. Can you stop? Can you all stop dogging Killian and go look at his shooting stats? He's actually shooting well, and his confidence is improving. Plus, he's an elite defender. Yeah, I made a video on my backup channel actually. Killian Hayes, he's currently percentage-wise, he's the best shooter on this Pistons team right now, which is shocking, you know, coming off of what he did in his rookie year. We need more guys like Stu in the league. Borderline crazy demeanor when guys take cheap shots at them. He's not a fake tough guy like so many others. He's legit tough. Exactly, man. Isaiah Stewart is a legit tough guy. He's not a fake. He's not a phony. He's really about that life. He went up against Giannis. He went against Blake Griffin, a former teammate of his, LeBron James. It don't matter who it is. Isaiah Stewart, you know, he's really about that life, bro. And I love him for that. Beef stew, man. Beef stew. Cade taking too many threes, needs to be more effective in attacking the basket. He has shown the ability to finish with both hands. That's just it. Your video about Casey was a rant. That's just it. Your video is about Casey. I don't know what you mean by that. We would not have lost this game if we had Kelly Olynyk. His ball movement, calmness under pressure, three-point shooting confidence, and more would help the Pistons keep that lead. Yeah. And, you know, our bench tonight, our bench was solid, I would say, good and at times, but, you know, if we would have had someone like Kelly Olynyk, it would have propelled us to even, you know, a higher level. You are not a troll. Oh wait. Yo, yow. I don't know what that means. You are not a troll. Much love from the Philippines. These trash fans ain't got no patience, bro. Thank you, Paul Ski Dio. Sorry for mispronouncing that name, but much love to the Philippines, my man. I'm here in Michigan, so shouts out to you. And yeah, some of these fans, they have no, they don't understand, as I said earlier, the definition of a rebuild, especially with Troy Weaver at the helm. What does he call it? He calls it a restore. That's what Troy Weaver calls it. My sister likes your mustache. It's almost as big as hers. Okay. Well, I mean, my mustache is a fairly decent size. I think Kojo will be traded. That's why Casey is giving him much minutes. Probably won't have lots of on his new team. I mean, that is a possibility, giving him many minutes to facilitate a possible trade for him, trying to showcase Corey Joseph. But let me look at his stats. 5.7 assists, 4 rebounds. I mean, I guess some teams will be looking at that and like, oh, that can help us out. But I mean, even if Casey is doing that, at the same time, you just can't shaft the development of these guys. You can't have Luka Garza getting 0 minutes, Hamidou Diallo 21 minutes. You can't shaft the development of our young players just to facilitate a trade. So even if that is a possibility, I don't want them to do that. Killian shot 43% from 3 last 10 games. Yeah, I made a whole video on my backup channel about Killian Hayes, his shooting. In the fourth quarter, Pistons only had 2 points with 2 minutes to go. Yeah, man, it was a lid on the basket, and the defense of the Lakers, they just came through. I wonder what would have happened if Beef Stew wasn't getting held back. I know, man. I wonder what would have happened. Him versus LeBron. Westbrook probably would have jumped in. Carmelo, we definitely know he would have jumped in. It would have been interesting to see, bro. I didn't like the shots Franklin was getting most of this game compared to the last couple of games. Let me look at where is it at? 15 points for Frank Jackson. I mean, I am liking that Frank is returning to his previous season's form, which is good, helping us off the bench. Who's your favorite Pistons potential-wise, not including Cade? It would probably be, that's a good question. I mean, I want to say Stewart. I mean, not Stewart. I want to say Killian, but I don't know. Maybe Isaiah Livers, a guy who we haven't really seen yet because, he's still recovering from that injury. LeBron knew the only way to win was to eliminate Stu. Catamana Van, thank you for the $5 donation, man. I really appreciate that. And yes, I do agree that LeBron. I wonder, what happens because we saw Stu run once he went to the tunnel. We saw him run away. So like, I wonder what he tried to do. Like, did he try to go to the other tunnel to go, fight LeBron? I wonder, if they had some type of encounter, after that whole, ordeal. But again, thank you for the $5 donation, bro. All that dead cap is going to be nice next year. Yeah, Blake Griffin, his money is going to be off the books, and we're going to have a lot of money to spend, this offseason. And I know my man's Everything King, another Pistons content creator. He wants the Pistons to go after someone like, what's his name, Miles Turner this offseason, and we're going to see what they do with that money. The Lakers are generally elite in the fourth quarter in a close game. When it's close, they clamp down. Was the fourth quarter more the Pistons ran out of gas or the Lakers put their foot on the gas? I would say it's a combination of both because, as my dude said earlier, I mean, not even my guy, like, look at the minutes. 39 for Kojo, 38 for Cade, 37 for Grant. Guys just were gassed. And then at the same time, the Lakers did put their foot on the gas. And I forget what one of the announcers said, but one of the announcers, he said that the Lakers in fourth quarter late game situations is I forget the stat, but it's a stat where like they're top of the league in late game situations. So honestly, I think it's a combination of both. That sucked, yeah. I'm not worried about all of these losses. Next year is our year. Yep. Hey, Joe, do you think Diallo should start at 2? His energy is contagious. Looks like Cade can handle position, been dishing and balling, just an off night shooting. I mean, me personally, I would have anybody outside of Kojo, throw him to the bench. You could have went with Frank Jackson. You could have went with Diallo or Josh Jackson. Any one of those choices would have been better than having Corey Joseph in the starting lineup, in my personal opinion. Ever since Malice at the Palace, ESPN never talks about this. Yeah, that's true. That's That would be a rash decision if Casey is fired. Like I said, we're not gonna do it this season, bro. Definitely not gonna do it this season. They should have ejected Russell Westbrook because of his reputation. Some dude already made an account called Le Elbow James. I need to see that account, man. I wonder what his profile picture is. I hope Cade can improve his shooting like Killian did from year 1 to year 2. Also chill, everyone. We're rebuilding. The sky doesn't need to be falling after every loss. Exactly, man. I know, like when I be going to my comments, a lot of people they get really frustrated after these games, which I understand. You know, Pistons fans, I get angry. You know I come on streams and I'm more calm, but after the games, I'm just as angry as everybody else when we take L's. But at the same time, you have to always put things into perspective and remember that this is a young rebuilding team. First year for Cade Cunningham, second year for Killian Hayes, Isaiah Stewart, and Sadiq Bey. So we always have to, keep that in mind, man. LeBron elbowed Stu so hard. It was the only thing moving in regular time in slow-mo. You knew I had to stop by. What a crazy night. Yeah, Mr. House. It was an insane game. What's crazy about this is the last time I streamed was Isaiah Stewart fighting Blake Griffin. And then this next time that I streamed today was Isaiah Stewart versus LeBron James, which is crazy. So it appears that every time I decide to do a live stream, Isaiah Stewart is always fighting somebody. So that's crazy. Next time I do a stream, I don't know. Maybe who do we play next? I'll look that up. Well, actually, I'll do that after the stream. Whoever we play next, maybe I could do another stream soon. I watch you all the time, bro. I'm from the city. Most of these dudes on here don't understand. It's going to take some time for them young bulls to break out. Thank you, Monteris, right? I appreciate you for messing with my content, bro. And yeah, some people, not all, but it's a small portion of the Pistons fan base who are just impatient and don't understand the concept of a rebuild. Casey killed us in the fourth, going ISO after ISO against AD. Kojo guarding Westbrook all fourth. The final play design with the AD guy of all people screening. Frank Jackson out for the last play. I'm high on Killian, even though he be selling. Yeah, I mean, I throw my constructive criticism at Killian at times, but just in general, I believe in Killian Hayes. I believe he will be a really good player for us in the future. Excuse me. ESPN going to be dogging. Oh my gosh. If ESPN, if the major, networks, if they come out tomorrow and they start dogging Stu and they, prop up LeBron James, that'll really irritate me, man. I'll be really upset if I see that, bro. You think Stu can be good? I really don't see him being as good for real. I think Stu can be good. He just needs help, man. He's really the only big that we have on this team. And he's not even a big man for real. He's an undersized big. What is he? 6'8", 6'9". He's strong. He has muscle to him, and he fights as hard as he can fight. But just in general, he needs help. With being a big. So I do think he can be good for the Pistons in the future. He's just going to need help in the future. Kojo played a ton of minutes because Killian and Cade was being guarded by Avery Bradley, was making it tough on Cade. Cade needs to improve his ball handling, which we all know. Yeah, we all know in college and so far in the NBA, Cade has struggled to take care of the ball. And then let me see. Kojo, yeah, I'm cool with Corey playing minutes because Killian was injured, but 39 minutes, Frank Jackson at 26, Hamidou at 21, like, come on now. I really would want Stewart to play alongside a bigger yeah, hey, as I just said, man. Mobley and Jared Allen, as I just said, man, Isaiah Stewart needs help. He needs another big man right alongside of him to really help him out. We need DeAndre Ayton or Jared Allen. I mean, we'll have the money this offseason, but I think the what's they call it? The Phoenix Suns, they might have do they have RFA rights on him? I don't know. I'd have to look that up after the stream. I'm fine with losing. Better pick, and we need our young ones playing. Get rid of Grant for picks. Yeah, Chet. This next draft class coming up. You got Chet, you got Paolo, just so many guys. Jalen. I've been watching a lot of college basketball recently, and it's going to be a pretty good draft at the top. So getting another top pick won't hurt us. Always supporting the city, waiting on you to blow up, my boy, man. I appreciate that, man. I mean, I could have, if I really wanted to, I probably could have blew up a long time ago if I made videos on the Lakers or the Warriors or wherever. But it's just something about the Pistons. I really want to put this team in the best possible light because, obviously ESPN, they won't show love to us. If ESPN won't do it, I got to do it myself. So, I could have sold out. I could have made videos on the Lakers, Warriors, Knicks, whatever. But I mean, not Knicks, Bucks, whatever top team in the NBA. I could have sold out and made videos on other teams. But it feels right, doing Pistons videos and live streams and talking about the Pistons and, having a community here where we discuss Pistons, Patience, 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 patience. Trim that mustache, and my sister will trim hers. Okay, but we've been streaming now for 1 hour and 15 minutes, and I basically caught up to the chat. So I'm gonna get out of here, man. I've said everything that I needed to say. Let me put my face back on the screen. I appreciate everybody who came in, the donations, the love, the support. I'm gonna continue to put out content. Gotta go film a video. It's gonna take me like 2 hours to edit and record. It's tough, but all the love that y'all show and support me, it's really appreciated. So make sure you guys like this video before you guys leave. If you aren't subscribed to the channel. Give me your 4,000 subscribers. That's what I'm trying to hit by the end of this year. That's my main goal right now. And yeah, that's basically everything. Go Pistons. I love y'all, bro. Peace out.